Do you feel like you've got a good story to tell after 14 years in power?
Now, did our grinning Chancellor bring tidings of wealth, prosperity during the Treasury Select Committee meeting last week? Well, that's what Labour MP Keir Mather was asking, and here's what our grinning Chancellor's reply was.
You've obviously been around this place a lot longer than I have, served in multiple Conservative governments since 2010. Do you feel like you've got a good story to tell after 14 years in power?
Yes, I do.
I do wonder, you said in the budget that you'd turned a corner when it came to growth, but I do wonder why it's taken you 14 years to turn that corner. Analysis from the Resolution Foundation has shown that since 2010 we've had GDP per capita growth of just 0.8% a year. Average wages have risen by just 0.2%. That's the slowest growth during any average party's period in office since World War II. Is that really a record on growth to be proud of?
I think it is when you look at the context that we've come through. And so, first of all, let me say that when I said we turned a corner, I was talking about the recent reduction in growth caused by the high interest rates to tackle the high inflation caused by the invasion of Ukraine. But if you look at the record on growth since 2010, we've grown faster than the largest three European economies and countries like Japan. And the IMF say we will grow faster than France, Germany and Italy over the next 5 years as well. Of course, growth in that period has been more subdued than it was before the financial crisis. The financial crisis was a shock that has suppressed growth rates all over the world. And without wanting to be party political, public finances were shot to pieces when the government came into power in 2010. So we had to do a huge job in repairing public finances and took some very, very difficult decisions.
Yes, when in trouble. Break the Putin's illegal war in Ukraine and the pandemic emergency glass to hide 14 years of Tory rule and gruel, then blame the reason why everything is broken after 14 years of Tory rule. It's nothing to do with Brexit or Tory mismanagement, obviously. It's down to the last Labour government, and clearly also cherry-picking when it comes to record growth, being quicker than every other country around the world. Now, as far as I've been told, growth per capita tells a bit of a different story. Now, if I'm wrong, put me right down below. But anyway, Keir Mather showed he's not someone to underestimate.
Not to be party political in return, but if wage growth had continued at the same rate that it was in 2008, we'd all be around 14 grand better off. And it seems an interesting strain in Conservative thinking that when you weather economic events and take credit for them, so say when inflation returns to target later this year, that's definitely one of the Prime Minister's achievements that should be chalked up. But all these other headwinds that have prevented you from making progress seem to be sort of swept aside. Is there not any way in which decision-making from successive Conservative governments that you've served in over the last decade and a half have contributed to some of the mess that we find ourselves in presently?
Well, you can't magic away a global financial crisis. It was an absolutely huge moment and had a profound economic impact on all developed countries. And I think in some ways we're still seeing the consequences of those. And in the wake of that, we had to take some very, very difficult decisions to get the economy back on its feet.
Yeah, I think we'll leave that complete bollocks there then. So when it comes to the mess we're in, it's all a fault of the last Labour government or the pandemic, as well as Putin's illegal war in Ukraine. It's never Brexit though, is it? It's nothing to do with placing economic sanctions on ourselves when it comes to this lot. So, no tidings of good news, no green shoots of prosperity to talk about and spreading of the wealth. It's just excuses and taking no responsibility of anything whatsoever. But I did find the young lad Keir quite impressive as well. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.